Hello, my name is Wakasa, and today I'll be running down a list of things that I was noticing that almost made me slip into the conformity gate psychosis. But I was able to reel myself in. However, I do think that had it been real, I would have gone like full blown woo woo, and it would have been scary for myself. Yeah, because I did make a TikTok about it. I was just like, hey, like this cannot be real. Because if it's real, I'm not gonna be okay. Like I'm telling you, had this thing happened, it would not have been safe for me. But yeah, the first thing that I had noticed was a lot of songs, but actually the first example, Diana Ross's song Upside Down, was showing up months before this show even showed up. So it's either like, oh, the universe was trying to send a message, or because media is all connected and they have to collaborate with each other. I think they might have gotten like a sneak peek of what Stranger Things was about to bring to the table. But actually it didn't even happen it happened. Okay, it happened before. I know that Kate Bush was trending, but Running Up That Hill was not one of the trending songs until Stranger Things. But I was streaming Stranger Things Running Up That Hill before that season came out. And I was just like, oh my God, like I was ahead of my time. So actually, the first example was season 4, Running Up That Hill. Then this season, it was Diana Ross. And the first time I noticed it was when I was at Walmart, and I'm like, I've heard this song before. And there is a chance that I probably listened to Upside Down long before that. But that was the first time I noticed the song, because the songs, the structure of it reminded me of Sabrina Carpenter's song Tears. So Tears came out, and the structure is very similar to Diana Ross's Upside Down. Then I heard it at Walmart. Then it was randomly on one of my shuffles. And then I was scrolling through TikTok, and one of the ads was for Candy Crush, and they had Thundercat do a cover of Diana Ross's Upside Down. And then it makes sense because it's Stranger Things and it was all the upside down or whatever. But then Stranger Things, first episode, they had Upside Down. I was like, huh. So I noticed it, right? Then the second example of it is Stevie Nicks' song Landslide. I'm a Stevie Nicks fan. I love singing her songs, and I go to karaoke, and the people there put me on to the song Landslide. Like I knew what Landslide was, but they were like, oh, we want you to sing that. I want this to be like a common reoccurring thing that we do at karaoke. So I've started to sing Landslide. I learned the words, right? All of a sudden, now that's one of the songs that they want to put in Stranger Things. I know I'm connected to, like, my get out of my head, but like I can feel it. Like I'm supposed to be working in media. I'm supposed to be working on television. I'm supposed to be working on film. I'm supposed to be part of media and whatever, like the music aspect, the writing aspect of it, the casting. I can see who's meant to be playing a character. Like I can see it. I'm supposed to be there. And this is where I'm like, the people were in collective psychosis. I don't think I was in complete collective psychosis. I felt like there were a lot of things that the media or the universe was throwing at me specifically, that I was like, oh, you're trying to get to me. And actually, the worst example of it was the fact that they put 2 Prince songs on the last episode. Because, give me 50K followers on TikTok and 1K here, and I will give you the story time. But I was haunted by Prince. I think it was like 2022 or 2023. I was being haunted by Prince. So when they put 2 Prince songs on the last episode, I was a bit anxious. I was scared. I was like, so what's about to happen? So then when Conformity Gate started showing up, I was like, oh, so like, did he orchestrate something? Did he let his motifs be part of an orchestration to make me feel like a crazy person? Because I'm starting to feel like a crazy person. And I would have blamed Prince. I would have gone, Prince, this was crazy. Why would you do something like this? Why would Conformity Gate? And actually, because Beyonce has a lot of Prince motifs in like her artistry, right? And the fact that she did like a surprise drop. So I was just like, oh my God, that's actually something that's always inspired me. I want to do a surprise drop. I don't know if it'll be a book. I don't know if it'll be like an album. I don't think I can get away with an album. Everyone thinks they can get away with a surprise drop album. I don't think it'll be an album. But I want to do a surprise drop that like literally like shifts culture. Had Stranger Things been able to do this surprise drop, they would have shifted culture. So yeah, like there were a lot of things I'm just like, so Prince, which reminds me of Beyonce, and Beyonce's done a surprise drop. And I've also wanted to do a surprise drop, but I wanted to be like an iconic surprise drop. And I feel like if everyone just gets in a habit of doing surprise drops, no one's ever going to be surprised, because they're always just going to wait and wait and wait. But you have to be like, the reason why Beyonce got away with it is because her artistry is that immaculate. But anyways, get out of my head. Also, we are in a Scorpio. Okay, so now full woo woo, right? We're in Scorpio season. No, we're not. We're in Capricorn season, right? And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. I recently made a video about how Vecna is giving very much Saturn, right? And also, my Saturn is in Gemini, and Gemini is like, has like motifs and metaphor, not symbolisms around spiders, and literally the, what do they call it? The mind flare, right? Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury rules like the mind and communication. The mind flare looks like a spider. I was like, you're looking at me. You're doing this for me. But then back to like the whole Saturn thing. Recently, symbolic studies, well, he does this every like every Capricorn season, he always releases a video about Saturn and its connection to the color black. And they were also calling the mind flare the black thing, right? I was seeing it, guys. I was seeing it. And then they also brought up then in symbolic studies video, they brought up Kali, because Kali is like, a powerful goddess, and she's dark skinned, like she has the color black. And then there's a character in Stranger Things called Kali, and her number is 8. And 8 is also associated with Capricorn and Saturn. That like numerology, do you want me to go down it? 1 is Leo and the sun, 2 is Cancer and the moon, 3 is Jupiter and Sagittarius, 4 Uranus and technically Saturn and also Aquarius, 5 is Mercury, Virgo and Gemini, 6 is Venus, Taurus, Libra, 7 is again Jupiter technically, but it's mostly like Neptune and Pisces, 8 Capricorn and Saturn, and then 9 is Mars, Aries and Scorpio, right? So her number being 8, and they connected that to Kali because her name is Kali. And then Kali was in the video with symbolic studies discussing the color black and its connection to Saturn, and then the black thing, looking like a spider. And then my Saturn is in Gemini. I almost slipped into psychosis, guys. I felt it. I really did. Like, it actually made me feel so anxious. I was like, oh, something's about to happen. Something's about to happen. And I do feel like, honestly, blame it on me. I think the reason why it didn't happen was if it had happened, I would have gone through an episode that I was not meant to go through. I have not gone through like a psychotic break. I haven't gone through psychosis in like, I think a good 2 years. Oh, well, okay. Let me lay it out there. Technically, if we're discussing my love and admiration and my delusions about Sohee from Rise, that might be psychosis, but I think I'm pretty aware that I can't out of my mouth say he's not my man. Well, I mean, I can't say it. But like, realistically, anything could happen. And because anything could happen, stranger things have happened. So he could easily be my man. But yeah, technically, that's like the only delusional thing that I'm going through, but it's not like I've gone through psychosis delusions. Like, where I'm just like, I can't move from this. Why would you lie and say that that's not true? It is true. Now, when I'm delusional, I'm just like, I see the facts, but anything can happen. So like, I see the facts, but I'm going to hold on to hope that anything can happen, because anything will happen. Strange things will happen. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So yeah, 8 having the number associated with Saturn and Capricorn, number 8 in the TV show named Kali, and Kali also showing up in that video. And then 8 is a karmic symbol because it's an upright infinity sign, right? Infinity looks like this, but upright, it looks like an 8. And karmic signs, I've said that they have like the image of motion, like a constant cycle. And technically, I guess it's sort of like a cycle. Then another karmic symbol is yin and yang, right? With like the 2 buds circulating each other. And that looks like the Cancer symbol. And a Cancer number is the number 11. And this is where just like, I'm a Cancer stellium, right? When they were just like, oh, people were talking about how like 11 was supposed to signify like youth or like childhood, and how like you can't bring childhood into your adulthood, and that's why she had to die, right? I see that in myself. Like, I'm very childlike. I did say this in I think my golden child scapegoat video, where it's just like, I don't know if I'm capable of being a full-fledged adult yet, but I will catch up. Like, it really is hard being a luminary. And I do think the 11 number being associated with Cancer, and it also is a mirror, and mirrors historically were made out of silver. So like there's luminary elements in that, and like how everyone pretty much gravitated towards 11. Like the whole story is rooted and anchored in 11, right? And then there were other things about 11 that I was like, that's me. Oh, I was born on 7/11. I forgot all about that. There are more. I think there's one more thing, but I'm just like, I actually don't want to dox myself. So so I'm gonna put that just there. Maybe one day you'll figure out why 11 also was like, that's not me exactly, but her motifs, her symbolisms, her codes. Get out of my head! Get out of my head! And then they were also talking about the never ending story. And I never watched the TV show, but apparently there's like a child empress or magician lady. And like, she's like a queen or something, but like she's childlike, but she's regal or whatever. And she's magical. And it's like the magic of a child and like childhood innocence, blah, blah, blah. And 11 is supposed to signify that. And then also the never ending story. And this is where I'm just like another karmic symbol, but it's not a karmic symbol, but it is technically the closest number to infinity. And infinity is a karmic symbol, like the constant rotation of reality. I do think that is what karma also is, just like the story that is. Okay, the symbol the number that is the closest to the concept of infinity is 0. The circle. It rotates because it's a circle, right? And also how 0 is associated, 0 in the tarot card is called the Fool, and the Fool has a journey, just like the hero has a journey, 0 to hero. I have a lot of zeros that show up in my numerology, but also like I think my birth chart has like a couple of 0 degrees. So once again, get out of my head. But yeah, 0, 0, hero. I should learn that song. It's from Hercules. Anyways, I think the main reason why I was scared this was going to happen, I mean, only because I would have been like, the universe is looking at me. Oh my God, there's so many things looking at me. I'm meant for greatness. I don't know if like, why are they in my head? Why are they showing up? Blah, blah, blah. I'm being monitored. Besides that, the main reason why I think I was scared was because the writing was horrible. And the concept of having to sit through another episode, because I made a TikTok where I said, I think the main reason why people are still watching it is because they have to see this shit through. I have to see the end of this story. The concept of the story is not ended. And this is actually where I do actually have to get mad at y'all for like sharing. I mean, I made a couple of videos. I made a lot of videos. I think I made I made 2 videos. And then I made one like post because I said, okay, so Nick is in psychosis and his friends just egged him on. And I went, right. And then someone said, no, he just said it was a theory. As someone who has been delusional and it teetered into psychosis, and I've also been delusional and very rational, those concepts are way too, those can be very transitional like ideas. We're just like, oh, I have an idea, but it's just a theory. Then you keep seeing patterns repeat. All of a sudden, it's the only thing you can believe. I just told you. And exactly. It was the fact that I said that he went into psychosis. Then the whole fandom went into psychosis because of what? A theory. Right. So when I said he went into psychosis, okay, maybe not yet. It was just a theory, but that's how it starts. That's how it always starts. People were generally just waiting every hour. Okay, it's going to come out this hour. Oh my God, it's going to come out this hour. It never came. But actually now I have to be very mad at you. You gave them bitches an idea. They might announce a season 6 now. Do you know that? Because that would be a great plot twist. But no, I actually don't want to see it. You should have did it then or not. But again, Beyonce has immaculate artistry. Only she could have pulled this off. But let me see. Also, it was people kept comparing it to the MCU. I did bring up something about Doctor Doom. And I do think, yes, Doctor Doom was also playing with like the concept of time travel, I think. And time was supposed to be a motif. And this is another thing that I'm thinking about. How some people are speculating that the reason why the writing got so bad or the story wasn't functioning right is because one of the brothers got divorced. And one of the secret writers or one of the writers in the room when they were making this show was his wife. And now he doesn't have that writer to run by the ideas to make sure that it's coherent. I do believe that. And or they just stole the whole idea from her and they cannot complete it. And maybe that's the reason for the divorce, where she's like, you're getting credit for an idea that you know I am more than 50% of that. You think you're 50-50 with your brother? No. It's 70-30, 30 with you and your brother. I'm the 70. It could be that. I'm just speculating. But yeah, like divorce gate is now something people are discussing. And that's really just a testament of how bad this was. I think as someone who's getting into my artistry, I'm not releasing the best art that I could. But I think having access to so much money, so much power, like you have so much, like you have so many resources to make great art and you didn't. I would have to go into hibernation. I would have to, and I'm saying hibernation for a reason. Like the closest concept to death, I think for us is like low key, like going into like a deep slumber. I would have to like hermit myself. I would have to retreat. I would have to realign my energy. Like, how could I let that happen? How could you let that happen? It sucked. Please don't. I don't actually want the spin-off shows. Like the MCU, y'all are dragging it. Y'all are dragging it. Y'all are dragging it. When they said, oh, why did y'all need exactly 12 kids? We actually don't know. Does your ex-wife know? Right, because y'all, when I said, okay, the time travel story got debunked, okay. Maybe you should have kept to it because it makes a lot, because like the clock motif, and then I did make the video about how like Vecna is a very Saturn placement. Vecna is the Roman version of Cronus, the Greek god of time. Mm, 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 mm. And then the plot point about the play was a nothing burger. What happened? I need to know what happened in the background. Like this was really bad. It was so bad that people were hoping that there was a last episode that would have fixed everything. And even I knew it wasn't going to fix everything, but I thought it was going to make the story seem a little bit better. Because a lot of it wasn't making sense. There was water. There was water at the upside down when they put her in the tank. How? Y'all talking about, oh no, Kali, she was able to do an illusion, blah, blah, blah. You're in psychosis. This is just, and again, you had enough time. You had enough money. And I have a meme. Oh, but I'm not going to post it. But like, you had enough time, you had enough money, you had enough resources, you had enough workers. A lot of people were getting paid. A lot of people and I mean, y'all got your money, but I'm just saying you got your money and people aren't going to come back. You should have ended it on season 4. Season 4 was so phenomenal. And I kept saying this. This is coming from someone who loved to brag that I came to season 4 the day it came out when everyone was like, no, Stranger Things fell off because y'all had something to prove. Y'all got too complacent. Y'all got too comfortable. That really does suck. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't want a season 6. I really don't want to spin off, but those are pretty much, that's going to happen. And I think that y'all need to like recenter yourself, like really figure out what type of art you're trying to create and make good art. This cannot be tolerated. And on like some real shit, like I am starting to believe that it was your wife that was writing everything, your ex-wife that was writing everything. One, because on some like golden child scapegoat shit, like when you are in a position lesser, when you have to be humble, I don't think it like your ego's got too big. It's very rare for a woman to get her ego to be too big. It's very rare. Like it can happen, but that's only when they like lose sight of the fact that they have been like they had to struggle out the mud to get to where they're at. So talk to your therapist. You got 2 brothers, talk to them. And I really love the concept of like 2 brothers writing stories because I have a sibling and we're always sharing ideas. Like I have a lot of ideas and I feel like I guess they've gone viral. Yeah. Okay. I'll say that. And it makes me excited to like know that I have good ideas that people will be entertained by. And like also knowing that my sibling has great ideas that people will be entertained by. So it's like, yeah, the concept of creating art with your sibling, amazing. And I even did think to myself, like, I know deep down, I mean, I want a private relationship. So I do sometimes think like you probably won't know who my partner is. But then also I do want a partner that I can create art with. So I mean, that I guess they would be also making art with my sibling. Yeah. And I feel like that you would like, like this could have been a great family business. You would have had a great legacy. Because can you imagine like, oh my God, this great show, everyone loved it, but it really didn't end well. It feels like no one knows how to stick a landing. Back to the MCU. But I'm actually trying to refrain from critiquing the MCU. I really want to I want to see what's happening. But dragging it. I say this as someone who cannot end a video. I should have ended this like, 5 minutes ago? Oops. But I'll have workers who will be real with me and tell me that ain't it. And also, we're seeing a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we did not see in the TV show. Dustin has a tattoo. Did you see the tattoo? Did they ever pan to the tattoo? Y'all tired? I'm tired. Well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the likes or the comments that you have been able to give me, because you truly did enjoy. Comment on anything else that you were seeing that you're like, no, like Conformity Gate is real, blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, I see it. Get out of my head. Get out of my head. And you should totally share with people. You should follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, bye.